What's going on, Scream fans? In this video, we're going to be talking about all the possibilities of how a Scream 6 could actually work, and we're going to discuss some Easter eggs that were dropped in Scream 5, which may hint on the direction the franchise will go into leading down the line. Now that Scream 6 has blown the doors off on the box office, making over $30 million in its opening weekend alone, and being the first movie to finally dethrone Spider-Man No Way Home, it makes sense from a studio standpoint for them to make more entries into this franchise. Obviously, this is a beloved, huge slasher franchise that a lot of people really enjoy, myself included. I'm a huge Scream fan. It's a no-brainer money-wise for them to make another movie. But narratively and story-wise, does it make sense? You know, I think Scream 5 did a great job at being definitive closing ending to the Scream franchise. I think it wrapped up a lot of these character arcs very naturally, especially our legacy characters with Sidney, Gayle, and Dewey. It felt like a good, happy ending for those characters. Well, not really Dewey, because spoiler alert, he dies, so. But I think all those things that happened to those characters with Sidney, Gayle, and Dewey, it felt right. It felt natural. I wouldn't be mad if the Scream franchise ended with Scream 5. But obviously money talks, and there's been a couple Easter eggs that have been pointed out by people which may hint on which way they could go for a Scream 6 if they decide to do so. We know one of the Easter eggs is that Kirby from Scream 4 is actually alive. When Jack Quaid's character is watching Dead Meat on YouTube, which is awesome, in the recommended tabs to the right, it shows that Kirby actually survived her attacks from Scream 4. And I think Kirby is an awesome character. She's kind of cemented herself as a legacy character, in my opinion. People love Kirby, myself included. I think she's an awesome character, and I would love to see her in a Scream 6. I don't know in what capacity she would be used in. I don't know if she would be a main character or a side character, but I think she needs to be in Scream 6 if we do get one. One other Easter egg that was in Scream 5 is that they're bringing up the possibility that Stu may be alive. And I know a lot of people love Stu, myself included. He's my favorite Ghostface killer of all time. I think Stu is awesome. His mannerisms, his energy.
Gave it up. Now you're no longer a virgin.
It's just amazing. I love the original Scream, and I love what Stu brought to that movie. But it does beg the question, is Stu alive? I mean, he did get a TV to the face. I mean, one of those big-ass old TVs from the 90s. He could be still alive. I don't know if they're going to go down that route. I think that might have just been an Easter egg for all the fans, you know, clamoring for Stu. I don't know. It could be. And my thing is, if they do bring Stu back, I don't know how they would make it make sense, because no one has mentioned Stu really since the first movie. You know, how would he be alive? I know back when Scream 3 was being made, that was actually the plan for Stu to be the mastermind killer behind all the killings in that movie. But it was written out for other reasons. I think it was written out because of the Columbine shooting happened back in 2000. So they didn't want to include Stu being the killer for whatever reason. But that was actually the plan for that movie. So it has been in the franchise that Stu could be alive. But they would have to make it make sense. You would probably have to do a lot of retconning and a lot of rewrites, I guess. So that may be possible. I'm not sure. It would solve the problem for the legacy characters coming back into the franchise, in my opinion, because if they do make a Scream 6, I don't see how Sidney or Gayle would return if it's just some random Ghostface that has nothing to do with them. You know, with Scream 5, it makes sense. Ghostface kills Dewey. So it lures Sidney and Gayle back to Woodsboro to kill Ghostface because it's personal. You know, it means something. They kill, you know, Ghostface killed Dewey, who's an awesome main character that means a lot to Sidney and Gayle. So if you do bring Stu back, that would make it personal, and it would make sense for Sidney and Gayle to come back and try and kick Ghostface's ass again. But I think Scream 5 did a great job at kind of metaphorically passing the baton to Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega and the Meeks twins and all those characters. It did a great job at doing that. And if you do make a Scream 6 and it would kind of undermine that. So I would really want them to either maybe bring Stu back in some capacity, and that would kind of solve the issue of bringing the legacy characters back, which makes a lot of sense. But if that's not the case, I don't really want Sydney and Gayle back in this movie. I know that's controversial, a Scream movie without Sydney, because it's Sydney's story. But I think now it might be Melissa Barrera's story. It might be Sam Carpenter's story at this point, and we could go into direction following those characters. And, it might kind of ruffle some feathers. It might feel weird. It might feel foreign, but it feels right. It really does. I mean, we've had five movies now with our legacy characters, and moving on to possibly a Scream 6 or a trilogy with Sam, with Tara, with the Meeks twins. Maybe they go off to college. Maybe it's kind of a play off of the original Scream 2, which would be kind of cool. Maybe they go off to college and they Ghostface attacks them there. Maybe they can make fun of Scream 2 in some way. I think that would be pretty interesting. But I would like to see Scream 6 try something different. With Scream 5, I like it. It's awesome. It's a great sequel. It's badass. But it does feel very formulaic. It does very much feel like a Scream movie, which isn't a bad thing at all, because that's what we come for. We come for the Scooby-Doo aspect, the whodunit murder mystery. But with Scream 6, you have the opportunity to do something different with these characters. You can kind of reinvent the formula and shake things up a little bit. That's my only kind of negative with Scream 5. I felt like it just felt like another Scream movie, which, in my opinion, feels a little bit dragged on at this point. We've had a lot of movies that are just the same formula, and I think Radio Silence isn't in position to really do their own thing. With Scream 5, the whole thing was for Wes, and we're doing this for Wes, and what would Wes do with this movie? And now they can branch off from that and do what they want to do and bring something new to the table and maybe re-energize and refresh the genre like Scream 1996 did. I'd be very interested to see how they tackle the meta aspect of Scream 6. I don't know what you could do that they haven't really done already, because in Scream 5 they made fun of requels. And that's kind of the current state of horror. It's requels or it's elevated horror like Hereditary or The Babadook, or, movies like that are kind of high class, mustache twirling monocle cinephile type movies that people like, which no knock to them. I do love those movies, and I think it was funny that they made fun of it. I would be very welcoming to a Scream 6, but at the same time, I do like how Scream 5 very much closes out the franchise. It'd be very risky for them to do a Scream 6. I think they can pull it off. Absolutely they can. But I want something different at this point. I would be a little bit disappointed if it's just another Scream movie. Do something different, Radio Silence. You did a great job with this movie, and I think a Scream 6 is very possible. A lot of people are pounding the door for it. I want it, but I'm optimistic, cautiously optimistic, if they do decide to make another movie. And I did see an interview with Neve Campbell where she said she's down for a Scream 6 if the script is right and if it makes sense and if everything's tight and it's a good story. Why not? Why not bring the new legacy characters in? But bring them in for a reason. Don't just bring them in just because it's Sydney and Gayle. Make it make sense. Make it feel organic. Make it be a part of the story. That's why I think bringing in Stu would be very cool. Maybe Stu has a lot of personal ties to our legacy characters. But then also, if you do bring Stu back, how would he connect with the new characters? So it's very weird. I'm not a script writer, so I'm very curious to see how they would handle that, because they planted those Easter eggs in there. They planted the Stu Easter egg. They planted the Kirby Easter egg. Now, Radio Silence, what are you going to do with it? That's the big question there. I'm very pumped, man. I love the Scream franchise. I love the Scream fans. You guys are so awesome, and all the theories and all different things are running through my head right now. I'm excited, man. Scream is back, dude. The slasher genre is back, and man, it's such a great time to be a slasher fan, a scary movie fan. This is just awesome. I can't wait to see what Radio Silence does. I'm very pumped. They're in a really unique situation, and I can't wait. Hopefully we get an announcement very soon. I don't know. I don't know when, how, or where we're gonna get an announcement, but I think at this point there has to be a Scream 6. There really does. And I can't wait, man. It's going to be fucking awesome. And that begs the question, what do you think they're going to do if they do make a Scream 6? Which direction do you think they're going to go into? Or are they going to bring back the legacy characters? Or are they just going to do something wildly new and different and just include our new characters? Let me know down in the comment section down below. I would love to hear your thoughts. And what do you guys think of this new format I'm doing? Kind of a laid-back video, have a microphone in my hand, trying something new, doing less editing, more of a raw, unfiltered Zoe Crawford that you have not seen before. So yeah, let me know. Make sure you slash that like button. It really helps the YouTube algorithm and the YouTube gods promote my video out to more people. With that being said, I will see you beautiful people in the next video. Peace.